Hey guys, it's Drew, and welcome to another episode of Drew Reviews. So, the final trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, has just dropped, and today I'm going to be reacting to it and breaking it down. So let's get right into it. Okay, we're going to watch it one time through first, then I'll break it down, shot by shot. Here we go. The music is amazing. Finn, Rey's training.
Feeling the Force brought together.
Poe.
We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
Charlie.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does. But I'm Drew. Long have I waited. And now you're coming together. Is your undoing. What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny. The Force will be with you.
Always.
Okay. So that's it. A lot here. There's a lot here. Now, before we get into the discussion, I'm just going to say this. I wasn't a fan of The Last Jedi, and after The Last Jedi came out, I started to look back at the problems from Force Awakens. And, at first, just like many other people did, I enjoyed The Force Awakens. But then Last Jedi came out, and when that didn't do what it needed for me and all Star Wars fans, for the most Star Wars fans, people started to look back at The Force Awakens and say, hey, that's not Rian Johnson's fault that The Last Jedi was like this, because JJ started it and JJ set up some of the stuff. For example, Rian Johnson never put Luke on that island. JJ did. So you could easily blame JJ for it and not Rian. Even though Rian did kind of... Okay, even though, it's not all JJ's fault, Rian did kind of do bad stuff that kind of destroyed the trilogy, it's still... It's both of them. It's both of them. So, after The Last Jedi, I was not left with a good feeling about this trilogy. And I didn't really have that much hope for this movie. But yet again, I'm not one of those fans who's like, oh no, I hate the sequel trilogy, I'm done with it. No, I love Star Wars. So even though I don't like this sequel trilogy, I still love Star Wars. If I see a Star Wars trailer or news of anything, I still like it. Well, not that I don't still like it, but I'm still excited to see it and I'm still passionate. However, what happened was with this trailer, for all the trailers, I was very excited and I thought all the trailers, for the most part, were pretty good. I thought that seeing that first trailer made me really, I was really like, I had I was screaming, I had emotion, I was smiling the whole time because that was the first like glimpse at all that we saw of this sequel trilogy. We never saw anything of it until that Star Wars Celebration where we got that trailer. That was the first time we really saw anything. So that's why I was so passionate. And especially when we heard the Emperor laugh, I was freaking out, like of excitement. I was really excited. Despite me not liking The Last Jedi and not liking the trilogy as a whole, that trailer was really exciting for me. But then you have the D23 special look, and I watched it, and it was nice to see the originals and the prequels, and I did a video on that, so you guys should check that out. But there wasn't that many new clips for the sequels, and it was just okay. It was like okay, it was like okay, there was some cool stuff in there, but nothing like crazy. We still don't know what the plot is from that D23 special look, so it's okay, whatever. I didn't really react to that. I watched it with a straight face. When we saw Dark Rey, I wasn't like, I was just like, okay, there's gonna be a vision. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But now we have this trailer, which comes out on Monday Night Football, and I was ecstatic for it because this was the final trailer, and so far we haven't gotten any indication of what the plot will be, because they're showing us all these visuals and stuff, but like they're not telling us, like in the trailer you're supposed to tell us what the movie's about, and other than First Order versus Resistance, we don't know what the movie's about. We don't know the general mission. We should be able to know the general idea of what are they trying to do. But other than First Order versus Resistance, Rey versus Palpatine or whatever, we don't know anything. And that's why I was looking forward to this trailer, because I thought they would reveal just the general or even just glimpses of that plot. And they didn't. And now we just have to infer. But what's crazy is a lot of the Reddit leaks seem to be true. Like, there's a dagger in this trailer, and a dagger was confirmed in the Reddit leaks, which is like, that's not a coincidence. Like, that's my dog. That's not a coincidence. Like, I think a lot of those leaks are true, especially with the whole C-3PO thing. I would not be surprised. Like, it all seems to connect. I'm sure it'll be slightly different. I feel like the end will be different. I feel like the whole first and second half of the movie, well, obviously there's only two halves of a movie, but I feel like the first two parts of the movie, the beginning and the middle, are going to be like very similar, if not the same thing as those Reddit leaks, because it all seems to be connecting. But that final scene, that final act, we don't really know what they're going to do. It's definitely going to be something with Palpatine. I wouldn't be surprised if that final shot where you had Rey standing in front of Palpatine, or who we think is Palpatine, is in that final act. So I don't think they revealed too much from that final act in terms of Rey versus Palpatine or Kylo. I don't know. So, but I don't know. I was hoping to get a plot or a general something, and I'm pretty sure everyone was. But they didn't even reveal that. They couldn't even have like I'm sure there's like one line in this movie where Lando says, like, or someone's like, we have to go get the Wayfinder over here, and that's how we stop Palpatine, something like that. And they don't even say it. Like, why can't they just say that one line so it's like, oh, okay, so that's what it's about. It doesn't spoil anything. That's going to be the whole plot. When they mention that in the movie, people aren't going to gasp, oh my God, they're finding the Wayfinder. No, like, that's the plot of the movie, which you should tell us in the trailer, because so far we got 2 trailers of visuals, and people want a plot. People want to know what this thing is about, and they don't even give us any like idea of what it's about. We just have to infer, and I don't want it to be Resistance first Order, which which is what it's looking like to be. But I mean, I don't know. That part really frustrated me. How there was no like they had like everyone, they had like people saying lines from the movie, but like they couldn't have just said like, this is what we're doing in one sentence. Just okay, that's what they're doing. But then, we don't know like what they're gonna encounter and stuff, so it's still secretive and it's still gonna be a surprise. But like, at least we know the general idea. Especially if you're a general moviegoer, don't you want to know what it's about? But I mean, they probably just want you to think, oh, it's rebels versus bad guys. So I don't know. Now we're gonna watch this, and I'll be honest. What happened was when I saw this trailer the first time, I was so excited. The whole day, I was so excited for this trailer. I was in school, but like I just couldn't wait to get home and see this trailer. I was like, oh my god, the hours are going by so slow. I need to see this trailer. And I get home, I put on Monday Night Football, which I don't watch football, so this is the only time I've ever watched football. And they're like, Rise of Skywalker trailer coming up next, and I'm like, oh my god. So like, then it comes on, and I was focusing. I was like kind of like I was like really in depth with it. And then once Palpatine started talking, my mouth drops open, and I don't start screaming, but my mouth drops open. I'm like listening really careful because Palpatine, that's the most important part. It's the part everyone cares about. And then, other than that, I didn't have any reaction except there were only two parts where I had real reactions. Was that when we started to hear Palpatine, and when we saw the Hood and then Rey, which I'm not going to say it's Palpatine because we don't know if it's Palpatine, but those are the only two parts that got reactions out of me. And after we saw him with the Hood, and then we saw Rey, and that was it. I was like, what? I was like, as soon as I finished that trailer, I watched it again, obviously, but I wasn't into it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why right now. There were two things that I thought needed to be in this trailer. Three things, actually. Three things. Look, I know I don't like The Last Jedi. A bunch of people don't, and it's just a trailer or whatever, but I thought that these were musts for the trailers. For this trailer. And a lot of people thought so too. I heard a lot of other people saying this. And I mean, I completely agree. One of these three things should have happened. One, they should have mentioned the plot. They should have just had one sentence. We have to find the Wayfinder and destroy Palpatine. Something like that. I don't know. Because the Wayfinder is like something in the rumored leaks. So something like that. Or another thing, if they didn't tell us that, show us Luke Skywalker. I know you had his voice in here, but we already had his voice in the other trailer, in the first teaser. We already heard his voice. There's no surprise of him not being in this film. We already know he's going to be in this film. It's like, we're going to see him, and he's just going to be the same Luke, but in blue. So why are you, making that such a surprise for the movie? A surprise for the movie is Anakin. If you bring in Anakin, obviously you're not going to show that for the trailer. But with Luke, I really thought he was going to be in this trailer, and it worries me, since he wasn't in the trailer, that we're not going to see that much of him. Because even after they filmed Rise of Skywalker, Mark Hamill was in an interview, and he was like, oh yeah, the only reason I'm back is because of that familiar aspect of becoming a Force ghost. He was joking, that they only want me back for money. So that was after they filmed. If he was really wow, I loved what JJ did and how he brought me back. I ain't like Ryan's, but I thought that JJ really fixed the character and gave him enough screen time and whatever. Then Mark wouldn't have joked about that, but you have Mark who's saying how he doesn't he's only back because he's a Force ghost. So that's kind of like throwing a shot at JJ and Ryan, So I don't know. I really thought Luke should have been in this trailer because everyone knows he's coming back. They confirmed it. We already heard his voice. They could just show us one shot and have us be like, oh my god, Luke Skywalker. And especially if you're trying to attract the general moviegoers, have Luke Skywalker in it. Come on. Like, it just worries me. If they're not showing him in this trailer, how much is he going to be in this film? I do not think he's going to be in it that much. He's going to come in. He's going to be in the beginning. Give Rey some advice. Then he'll come in the middle. Talk to Kylo or whatever. I don't know. He'll be in it very little. In what I hope that he kind of switches between Rey and Kylo throughout the whole movie. But I don't know if that's going to happen because based on this trailer, we got a lot going on, so I don't know. Now the third thing, which is the thing that is probably the biggest mistake. You know, people are going to still go see this movie. But you could have got so many fans back if you did this. You would have had me. You really would have had me freaking out about this trailer right now. I would be freaking out about this trailer right now if you did this. And that is show Palpatine. We do not know that Emperor Palpatine is back, technically. Obviously, we know Ian McDiarmid is recurring the role, but all we've heard are his lines. We haven't even seen him. And there's that shot at the end of the trailer where you see a hood, and then you see like a body, but we don't know that that's him. That might not even be him. How are we supposed to know that that's him? We don't know. It could be anyone. Obviously, the Emperor wears like robes like this, so you're supposed to assume that it's the Emperor, but you just don't know. Which is like, I don't know why they wouldn't show him. We already know that he's gonna be in the movie too, and you know, a lot of fans are like skeptical. What's gonna happen? Like with Palpatine, like, you know, like just tell us right now, because like, you know, right now we're thinking he's in the flesh. Right now we feel like he's in the flesh, but what if he ends up not being in the flesh? Then like they totally just tricked us the whole time, and then a lot of people are gonna be pissed. But if you just show us him, then we'll know what we're going into. Okay, he's alive. He's in the flesh. But by hiding his appearance, we don't know what we're going into. And then when we go in, a lot of people are going to be disappointed if he just ends up not being there in real life. Which I think he will be, because he is on the poster. Which, that first poster was horrible. I hated that poster. Just Rey and Kylo and then Palpatine on the top. Didn't even look like Palpatine. I just hated that poster. But I don't understand why they didn't show him. It doesn't make sense. Especially for the division of fans. If there wasn't a division, then yeah, I don't care. But like, it's the final movie. You're bringing back this villain who was supposed to be dead, who Darth Vader sacrificed himself to save the galaxy and defeat this guy. But now you're just bringing him back. So why don't you just show us who he is? Show us what form he is in. So we're not like... Because right here, now we're supposed to assume that he's in the flesh. But what if he's not in the flesh? We don't know that for sure. Like, what are they trying to hide? What are they trying to hide? This is a trailer. Just give us a little clip. And once again, it's not just that. Like, any of those three things, I think anyone would be fine with. If they showed us the plot, or if they told us the plot in one sentence, just a little thing, so we know, okay, that's what they're doing, then cool. That's good. If they show us Luke, awesome. If they show us the Emperor, awesome. But they didn't do any of that. And this is the final trailer. Like, we're going to be going into this movie, and the Emperor is going to be a main character. Luke is going to be a main character, hopefully. But so why are they hiding it from the trailer? Like, come on. How awesome. Like, I was literally expecting, like, the final shot to be the Emperor's face. Like, why are you hiding that? I understand the Emperor because we don't know what is going to happen to him. Maybe, there's a lot of theories that this is like a chair or something that's helping keep him alive, just like Vader. But, like, so I understand if you're trying to hide that or whatever. But what about Luke? We already know he's a Force ghost, so just show Luke. You could have at least shown Luke. I hated that they didn't show Luke. And he just had his voice in again. But, I mean, that voice with the music, which we'll get into, was amazing. So let's get into this. Okay, so we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna pause it and dissect it. Lucasfilm. I know, it was very quick. First off, pretty sure this is Endor. If it is Endor, we better see some Ewoks. I want to see the Ewoks. Now, this is Leia's helmet from Return of the Jedi, which, cool callback. I don't know why she's holding that. Rey's training.
It's an instinct.
Now, if Rey had been training in 7 and 8, she wouldn't have to be training now. You don't have your main character train for the first time in the final movie. That's like common sense 101. You don't have the main character learn and get better at the final movie. She's basically going in reverse order. She's strong, then she's trying to get strong. What? And but it's not even like she's weak. She's just strong, and then she just gets stronger. Like, come on. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And, like, I hate when people say that, like, it's just because she's a girl. It has nothing to do with that. If I could, like, lift the car, like, you're obviously not going to believe that. But, like, if you showed me training to lift the car, then maybe you'd believe it a little more, Okay, I probably still wouldn't be able to lift the car, but at least if you saw me training to lift the car, maybe I could lift the car. But if I just lifted the car with no training at all, there's no shot. There's no shot. And if I did lift the car, then it's like, oh my god, he's the most powerful person in the world. So then when I go to the gym and stuff, it's like, why do you have to go to the gym? You could already lift the car. Unless, like, now you can lift the airplane when you go to the gym. So, like, basically, she was already able to lift the car. Now, she's going to be able to lift the airplane. Which, I'm talking like a figurative speech. Like, she was able to use the Force with no training. She was able to fight with a lightsaber with no training. So what do you think she's going to be able to do with training? It just doesn't make sense. Why would she train in this final movie? The only reason she is training right now is because they didn't train her in 7 and 8, and they need to retcon it. They need to explain why she's powerful. Now this part, here's what I'm thinking this is. Yeah, okay. I know what this is. I feel like this could be Palpatine or something. I feel like this is Palpatine. So, like, look, I'll tell you what I mean. I haven't heard, like, anyone say this yet, but this is what I think it is. A lot of people are saying it's, like, the Death Star or whatever, but here's what I think. When Rey used to do scavenging, maybe someone said it, but I don't know. When Rey used to do scavenging in Episode 7, she was in the Star Destroyers, right? Doing the scavenging. So I think that, like, she's training right now, but I think Palpatine is kind of, like, making her go through those visions, because we know that her and Kylo or whatever have those, like, Force visions. I don't know. So I feel like Palpatine's kind of, like, pulling the strings and making it so Rey is now, she's training in the jungle, or someone is making it so now she's kind of she just jumped into the Star Destroyer, and now when you see her look up, Like, look, she jumps into the Star Destroyer. When she looks up, you see how her face changes to, like, shock? Like, her face changes to shock. Like, because, like, she didn't mean to do that. She didn't do that. Like, someone put her there. And she's like, oh my god, this is what my life was like back in 7. Like, this was what my life used to be like, the scavenging. Like, I need to get away from this. Like, I don't like this life. But someone put her there to kind of remind her where she came from. So let's see it. Face change.
Feeling.
See? She's like, whoa. We got Finn. Why are there like 4 binoculars? He has like 4 eyes or something? I don't know. Okay, we got Rey doing training. What the? That's not Admiral Akbar. Admiral Akbar's dead. It's probably like a relative or something. Okay, let's see who we got here. We got Poe. We got a random creature dude. We got Lando. We got 3PO. Oh no, there's like other people. Okay, so basically it's just the Resistance. And they're just like, oh, we gotta go save the galaxy. I don't know. They're probably like Lando's telling them a plan or something. Wait, what the? Oh, zoom closer. What the heck is this thing? What's that? Alright. Shout out to Dominic Monaghan. Whoever watches Lost. This is Charlie from Lost. So, like, that's awesome. I love Charlie and I love Lost, so I'm so happy to see him there. I knew he was going to be in this movie, so. Wait, are those Tauntauns? Maybe I'm just imagining it. No, those are the freaking space horses. And we got Rose here, who is not going to do anything in this movie, unfortunately. I mean, look, I didn't like her character. Well, I mean, I didn't like the whole movie. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of her character. Like, she just wasn't necessary. Like, it's not like, oh, I despise her. She just wasn't necessary. She didn't really do anything that impactful. Except with Finn, who also didn't do anything impactful. So, now she's obviously going to be in the Resistance, just, like, saying, okay, go here, do this, like, whatever. She's not really going to, she's not with the gang, you know, which makes it, like, why did you give her a whole plot in Episode 8? Rian Johnson. It's so obvious that, like, you have different people making these movies. These movies do not connect. They seem totally different. Even the costumes, like, are totally different. Like, what is she wearing? Alright, so we got Poe, Finn, Chewbacca. Man, Chewbacca better not die. They better treat Chewbacca with some respect, because all they've been doing was freaking having him in the background. Like, I want him to shine, boy. Okay, and then that's the, I think that's from A New Hope. I forgot the name of it, but I think, yeah, it's a cool callback. Alright, now we got the Death Star. Well, let's listen to the lines, actually. They say some cool lines. Let's hear what they say.
It's an instinct.
It's an instinct.
Feeling. The Force brought us together.
Now, JJ obviously sets something up with Finn, with the whole lightsaber, the Force. I hope that Finn becomes a Jedi, just because it would be kind of cool, and it would be something different. Just because it's something different, you know? We've only seen Rey and Kylo, and it's boring. Like, come on, like, if Finn becomes a Jedi, cool. So far, these trailers, other than that line right there, nothing's really implied it. I don't think he will be, because we see him in the space battle with Janna and whatever. So he's probably going to be, like, while Rey's fighting Palpatine and Kylo, whatever, he's probably going to be there with them, and he's probably not going to be doing Jedi stuff. But, I mean, I wish that they would go in a different direction, but, I mean...
We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
Good people will fight if we lead them. Okay, cool. Who keeps telling you they know you? What? They're just trying to make up a random arc for her in 9. Like, now she's this big hero. She's the most famous person in the galaxy. But, like, what? So, like, literally now, that's your weakness? That's your arc? Being the most famous person in the galaxy? Why does she want to be a Jedi? What motivated her? Nothing. She never had to become a Jedi. The only thing is, like, her life kind of sucked. But, like, other than that, why did she care so much about finding Luke Skywalker and doing all this? We have no reason for that. Like, Luke had a motive. Luke wanted to become a Jedi like his father before him. He wanted to avenge his dead uncle and aunt. And yeah, Ben influenced him to become a Jedi. Rey? I mean, she has no family. She's nowhere to go to, so now she'll just become a Jedi. Like, she's nothing for her, so she'll just become a Jedi. But that's it. Like, what? Like, I'd drop my books, or not, that's not the expression. I'd drop my bag any second to just go become a Jedi. That's not, like, you need reasoning, though. You can't just say, like, oh, I just want to become a Jedi because whatever. It's cool. No, like, oh my god. I think it's too late for these arcs because I don't see any arcs with these characters. There's no overall arc with these characters. The arcs have been in each movie, and even Poe did not get an arc in the first movie. In the second movie, his arc was just to sit back and listen. And Finn, his arc in the first and second movie was to be a goofball. Like, come on, there was potential with that stormtrooper. Like, oh my god. Even, like, I just rewatched The Force Awakens the other day, like 2 days ago, and it was a good movie, you know, but not for episode 7. That was my final conclusion. Good Star Wars movie, not a good episode 7 of the Skywalker saga, because it felt like nothing with the Skywalker saga. It was no episode 7. It, like, after watching Cobra Kai, which you guys probably heard me talk about before, like, it just makes you realize how, like, you could do a sequel right. They could have done this sequel right, but they didn't. And it just sucks. Finn was just a total goofball. Oh, I'm making jokes every second, even though I was a stormtrooper taken home from my family as a kid. And where am I going to learn all these jokes? I don't know, but I'm just going to make them up randomly. Like, I feel like in this movie, he's going to be more serious. You know, we kind of see here. Yet again, in the trailers, of all the trailers, it looked like he was going to be a serious character, but he really was not. He was literally the comedy guy, which made no sense. If Poe was the comedy guy, that would make sense because, you know, he's just a regular person. But Finn was a stormtrooper. Why make him the comedy guy? Because you needed someone to be comedy relief. I don't know.
People keep telling me
Okay, now that's pretty cool. I mean, like, I gotta admit, the visuals here, I think everyone would agree, the visuals here are amazing. The only thing is, it doesn't really feel like Star Wars. It feels like it's like too much. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I'm not even trying to be nitpicky. Everything's just too bright and too over the top. I feel like they're just like, well, this is what they're doing, honestly. You know, they're literally just throwing in all these ships and all these designs and all these visuals. Just, it's the final film. That's what they're doing. And if you don't think that's what they're doing, then look again. Because there's all these visuals. You can't tell me that this whole thing would be in any Star Wars movie. No, they're going to obviously put it in the final movie. Like, because, like, it's just the final movie. They just want to have a big space battle with all this stuff. Like, there's no there's no reasoning behind it. That's the first incentive. The first incentive is we have to make it big. But it's first they want to make it big, then they'll think about the story. But it should be the other way around. Let's think about the story, and then through that story, let's make something big. But they're like, let's make something big space battle. Okay, now who's that space whale between? Like, come on! Oh my god, so annoying. So these are like the Death Star guns. It's all the Death Star. You have the water. This is literally the concept art from Episode 7. Episode 7 is Episode 9. This is gonna be a movie of its own. It literally is. Palpatine coming back proves that this will be a movie of its own. Palpatine coming back proves that this is one movie. Because where was Palpatine in the other movies? He was nowhere because they were not going to bring him back. That was never a part of the plan. And you can't tell me that he was a part of the plan because if JJ wanted Snoke to be the main villain, oh shoot, my computer's almost dead. I'm just going to charge it. Okay. If JJ wanted Snoke to be the main villain, which he probably did, do you think JJ wanted to kill Snoke? You think JJ would have killed Snoke in 8? If you think that, then like you're crazy because that's not what happened. Ryan chose to kill Snoke. JJ had nothing to do with that. JJ set up this character. Why would JJ kill him in 8? He was never going to. Snoke was supposed to be the big bad guy of 9. Whether or not he had something to do with Palpatine, I don't know. But I'm sure that a lot of the plans were changed because of Ryan, which makes no sense. Why would you let Ryan just do whatever you want? And also, Colin Trevorrow was supposed to direct 9, so I don't know what... There was never a plan. Because if Colin Trevorrow was directing this, none of this would be happening. Because there was no plan. They wouldn't say, hey, Colin, we're putting the Emperor here. No, it's you do whatever you want, which is horrible. So basically, this is Episode 7. Now, Rey's angry just like she always is, even though she's supposed to be good. Dang, why are you so angry? Kylo. I mean, like, Kylo's the most intriguing character of the sequel trilogy. Kylo's the most intriguing character of the sequel trilogy, but at the same time, like, it's just like a baby. Like, that's the only reason why he's interesting character is because he's like always crying and all that. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could see this part. I could see this whole scene being good if it were done right. Like, look, if episodes 7 and 8 were about like honoring the old characters and kind of introducing the story again through the eyes of the old characters, then passing the torch to these new characters, I would go ballistic over this scene because this is freaking awesome. But there was no setup to this. There was no setup to them being on the Death Star, and this fight, we saw it before. We saw this, and Rey won. And now Rey got more training, so why should we think that Rey is not going to win this fight? What's going to happen is they're going to get separated because no one's going to die in this fight. Because we already know. Well, I mean, we don't know, but this is probably not the final scene. There's definitely going to be a lot more after this. I feel like this is in the middle of the movie. This is in the middle. This is not the final act, but... You know, there was no setup to it. And we already saw the fight. We already know Rey could beat him. There's no stakes. If you had in this episode 7, Luke fighting Kylo or whatever. And then in 8, you have whatever. Luke fighting Kylo again or what. I don't know. Or Snoke, Luke fighting Snoke. Then in episode 9, or maybe Rey fighting whatever. I don't know, but like, then when you have this fight, or at least have Rey lose in 8. If Rey fights in 8, if she fights Kylo, have her lose to Kylo in 8. Then when you have the fight in 9, there's more stakes because we feel bad for the hero and we want her to win. But now it's like, I'm rooting for Kylo here, man. He got his ass whooped by Rey, who's never been trained ever. So I feel bad for Kylo, and I want Kylo to win, and which is not what they want us to. They want us to want Rey to win, but I don't want Rey to win because she already won. and it's boring to keep seeing her win. Ooh, I'm Kylo. I'm doing a cool lightsaber move. Bruh, you guys are obviously... It's such a, like, a weird... They're like, I love you, and then they're just like, I'm gonna kill you, and I love you. I don't... Obviously, they never said I love you, but, like, this whole thing about join me, Rey, we could rule. And it's like, you don't want to rule with me? Okay, let's fight and kill each other, even though you don't want to kill each other. Now that's pretty cool. I'm guessing this is where the Emperor is. I don't know. Why would the Emperor be on this, like, ice planet? I'm not sure. Now, this is, like, kind of cheesy. Like, very cheesy. I just, as soon as I saw this, when I heard his voice, I was like, ooh. When I saw this, it was, like, it was cool at the moment because it was, like, the Emperor. But now looking back at it, it's like cheesy. Because, like, where did this come from? They just made it. Oh, my God. There's so much to do in this movie. I just don't know if they're going to do it. There's so much to explain. And there's so much to, like, add. There's so much to do. You have to respect Luke's character. Respect Leia's character. Respect Han's character. Which they haven't done at all. But you have to show Luke enough times. You have to give a good send-off to Leia. You have to mention Han at least once, which they probably will, and then they'll just forget about him. You have to introduce the Emperor. You have to have the Emperor doing bad stuff. Then you're going to kill the Emperor. We have to find out who Rey's parents are. We have to see whether Kylo is going to be redeemed or not. There's the whole Poe, Finn side quest, and then what's the Resistance doing? How did the First Order get started? Where the hell are the Knights of Ren? We have no idea. C-3PO is getting his mind, his memory erased or something. Where the hell is R2-D2? We're supposed to meet this new droid Dio. There's so much to do. That's only the beginning. There's so much that this movie has to cover. And we need a satisfying ending. And Anakin has to come back and defeat Palpatine. It's plain and simple. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring Anakin back. I'm like 99% sure of that, because if they don't, then it will be the stupidest thing they've ever done, and literally everyone will hate Disney Star Wars, because you don't bring back Palpatine and then not bring back Anakin. That doesn't make any sense. If they don't bring back Anakin, I will be pissed, and I will be so pissed. I will be very pissed, and I will be angry, and I will express my anger in a way you guys have never seen, ever. Because I know I've been angry, and I know I'm angry now, but if they do that, that's just a total FU to the fans. That's a total FU to the fans. That's an FU to George Lucas, and that's an FU to the story. And I'm pretty sure J.J. Abrams is aware of that. I'm not saying J.J. Abrams is a god and he's going to do everything right. I don't think he will. But I think with that, he knows he needs to bring Anakin back. However, I do not want Anakin to come back and say, Rey, you could do this. This is your fight. Like, no. It's not her fight. It's your fight, Anakin. You're the chosen one, not Rey. Just my thoughts. Wait, what's that? What's this thing? Is that just like a stone or something? I don't know. Alright, we have a Star Destroyer coming out of the ground. Okay, I don't know. We have a bunch of ships. Like, where do these come from?
You're coming together.
Oh, we have a Falcon. Let's see this. I don't know. Okay, let's listen to what he says. I feel like he's gonna be old and like decrepit because that's not his voice. That's a different. He's using a different voice. If he were really the Emperor, he would have been like, "Long have I awaited." Like he would have done more, but he's not really doing that much of it. So I feel like he's kind of like disabled and old and crippled. Long have I awaited, and now you coming together is your undoing. It could be anything, but it's probably Rey and Kylo teaming up. You know, now it's their undoing. I don't know. It's so obvious what's going to happen. Rey and Kylo are going to fight now because Kylo wants to bring back Palpatine or something, and Rey has to stop him. Then we'll get to the final climax, and Palpatine's like kind of like defeating Rey, but then Kylo's like, hey, I'm going to be a good guy, and then he sacrifices himself, kills Palpatine, kills himself. Rey wins, everybody wins, and we have the same ending as Return of the Jedi, nothing new, except we witnessed all our main heroes die. Yay. So now we have they're fighting on the Death Star, okay. Like, it should be cool, it does look cool, but like, imagine if those were characters that you cared about. It would be even more cool. Wait, now what's this? What are they? What is? I'm guessing maybe that's a planet. I don't know. Nah, that's too small. But obviously, the Super Star Destroyer is like destroying this. So this is how they get to the Death Star, by this little boat. It's like a little tour boat. I don't know.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
When have they ever been friends? C-3PO has never had an interaction with Rey or Finn. And with Poe just tells him to shut up all the time. So, those better not be the friends he's talking about. Because he's not friends with Zori Bliss, who just met. He's not friends with Poe. He keeps telling him to shut up. You freaking mean Poe. You're mean, Poe. You're a mean person. BB-8. I guess he's kind of friends with BB-8, so good for you, BB-8. Dio. Who the hell are you? Rey. Not friends with Rey. Not friends with Finn.
Bill?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
R2. Why do I feel like that's not, I don't think this is.
My friends.
Yeah, those are people. This is not the same shot. I feel like this is the final shot of the movie or something. Oh my god, yeah, I know what it is. Okay. Here's my prediction. This is my prediction. This is the final shot of the movie or something, and it's a callback to A New Hope when R2-D2 like did that thing at the throne room ceremony, because you have people back here. So I don't think that this is the same. This isn't the same scene with R2. I'm calling that right now. You have people back here, so I think it's a different scene. It's a different scene because they were in front of C-3PO. This is on the side of him. So I think this is different. The final scene, is a little callback to A New Hope when R2 is like, when they win the trophies. So this is not the same scene, which means C-3PO is going to survive and he's going to become his normal self again. Obviously, if they don't do that, once again, that's an FU to the fans, and we will hate Disney. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll bring, if they make C-3PO a killer, I think they'll bring him back to his regular self, and then he'll still have that tough mentality in his mind. I don't know. And also, someone else noted this. I think it was Star Wars Theory. I'm not sure. This is with Chewbacca. It's not the same scene because look, you have Poe doesn't have his jacket on. So once again, they're trying to make it look like it's the original characters.
My friends.
They're trying to make it look like, oh, R2 and then C3 and then Chewbacca. Like, no, it's not. Those are two different scenes. And in that Vanity Fair picture, if that was the Luke from Rise of Skywalker, he was with R2. So far, we have not seen R2 in any of the advertising. R2 is not going to be on this adventure with them. He is not going to be in this scene. I'm telling you right now.
My friends.
I'm telling you right now. R2-D2 is not in this scene. He is not in that scene where he says, with my friends. R2 is not there. Chewbacca maybe is there. But that, with the roar, that was a different scene. But Chewbacca could still be there.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
R2 and C-3PO are only going to get together at the end of the movie. I'm calling it right now. I am saying that R2 and C-3PO only get together at the end of the movie. Maybe a little more, but R2's not going to be in that adventure with them. I'm telling you. We haven't seen it in any of the advertising. Now this is interesting. What are they just like Are they just on a random Star Destroyer again? Like, it's so easy for them to just get onto Star Destroyers and just kill people. It's like just so easy for them to do that. Oh, that was kind of cool. Look at Finn.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Yo, Finn's like pretty cool. Ah, yeah, we get it.
At my friends.
Look at Finn. Hey. Now this music is freaking awesome. This is the best thing from the trailer. This is like, I started to get like, you know, like my heart. I think everybody, like, you know, if you're a Star Wars fan, this music really pulls at you. However, once again, if it were a story that we cared about, if it were something that were actually good, if it were good characters, and if they paid respect to the original trilogy, then that music would mean so much more, and I'd be bawling my eyes out. But it's hard because you have good music without a good story. That doesn't work. The music will be forever great, but you know, the story, the music can't make the story better.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
And now a lot of people are always saying how Rey and Leia have no connection. Why are they hugging? I don't know. It's just nice to see Carrie. I don't care if Rey and Leia have no connection. If that's the scene if that's the only scene they have, okay. I just want Carrie in it. BB-8, I don't know what he's doing. They're in a freaking net or something. You have Chewbacca. You have BB-8 poking a thing to send an explosive. I don't know. You have Finn like Woo and C-3PO. Lando and Chewie, okay. So there's obviously some sort of desert chase here. Like, come on. The First Order is probably trying to get the Wayfinder or something from them, and okay, we better see a lot of Lando. I feel like they're just gonna have him like do the fight at the end of the movie. Like, he better be a big part of that. Like, I'm telling you right now, he better be a big part of this fight. I feel like all the scenes with Lando and the Falcon are gonna be at that end when they're doing that big final battle. Now, I don't know what this is. They're just Star Destroyers and they're fighting. Okay. Yeah. Space horses. That was it. That was from The Last Jedi, which nobody liked. So why would you add more space horses? In space. Like, they're literally in space. How do you get horses in space? I just don't get how you get horses in space. And, like, you have BB-8 who's, like, BB-8's as fast as a horse? Am I really supposed to believe BB-8's as fast as a horse? You have Finn and Janna. What are they doing? I don't know. So this is obviously the throne room. It goes back to the early concepts of Episode 7. You have like Palpatine's throne, the mirror, not the window. Rey with her lightsaber, Kylo. They're just standing. They're probably gonna be talking a little. It should be cool. This should be a cool scene. Like, people, like, I watched a bunch of trailer reactions and nobody really freaked out to this scene. Like, a lot of people, like, which it should be, because this is the freaking throne from episode 6. But, like, they're just shoving a bunch of stuff from the Death Star and all these nostalgia things into here. They're just throwing it all in. It's all random. How does this even survive? The whole Death Star blew up. I'll tell you how it survived. Because they can't let the past die. They have to bring us back for nostalgia. Even though Rian Johnson's whole movie was about letting the past die. You have Finn yelling Rey once again. Rey. Now this is very interesting, and a lot of people have found this interesting. It does look like Cloud City. You have a stand. Let's slow this down. Let's slow this down like all the way. Okay. So you have Kylo and Rey. Kylo has the mask on. I don't know. I feel like he just puts it on whenever he wants, but then he'll take it off sometimes. I don't know. So this is like a stand with what's believed to be Vader's mask. Well, it looks like Vader's mask. And of course they're destroying it. Now they're obviously doing this on purpose. I don't know what... I don't really get it, but... Look, now they're not trying to attack each other right now, which I don't know. But that's Vader's mask. Of course, they're destroying it. Let the past die. Maybe they were fighting each other. They accidentally hit it, and it's like, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. But I feel like they destroyed it on purpose. I don't know. It's weird. He looks so tall here. This looks menacing. Like, I wish he had kept the mask on for a lot longer, but I don't know. And Rey has a dagger, which is from the Reddit leaks. So wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna probably reread those Reddit leaks because that'll probably be the movie. Like, you know? So I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, we got the dagger there. Maybe they're on Cloud City? I don't know. Probably not, though. Now, I think Star Wars Theory pointed this out. It's like a projector there. We got a lightsaber here and Poe's eyes, like the reflection. So, I don't know. Maybe they're watching Rey or something. Now, we got more star... They're literally in space on a Star Destroyer on horses. Like, what? It's weird. Like, look, this should be awesome. It does look awesome, but I just don't feel it. It just seems all, like, out of nowhere. There was no setup to this. If they introduced Palpatine in 8, then I could see him. Then they could, like, then if I saw this trailer now, I'd be like, oh my god, he got all those Star Destroyers. But now they're introducing him at 9, and he just has all these Star Destroyers. Like, it's just so thrown in there and so random. It's just not believable, and you can't get away with it anymore, Disney. We have Kylo looking like he's about to do something heroic. And then we have the Emperor on his chair or whatever. And he's like moving forward. It looks like he's moving forward. Because like Rey's stepping back. I don't know.
Force will be with you. Always.
That was nice to have Leia's voice. The Force will be with you, and then from Luke and then Leia. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. It was an underwhelming trailer for me. Visuals were great. Music was freaking amazing. I will be obsessed with that music. I cannot wait till they release that music. But I just don't see this. There's too much they have to fix. And it just... once again, they didn't tell us the plot. That we didn't see Luke, and we didn't see the Emperor. Those were my critiques of it, and as you know, it's just frustrating. Like, don't kill C-3PO and Chewbacca. You already killed Luke and Han, and in horrible ways. You already disrespected them so much. Don't kill any more people just for the sake of letting the past die. Like, I don't care if C-3PO is sacrificing himself here. There was no setup to that. C-3PO had no screen time in this sequel trilogy. So if he just sacrifices himself, it's like, why should we care? Like, well, obviously we're going to care, but, like, it's like, you wouldn't even, like, make us, like, people are just going to hate you because you just bring him back to kill him. You could have at least set him up throughout the trilogy. Han had one movie. He died in that movie. Luke had one movie. He died in his movie. C-3PO, this is his movie. He'll die. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. I want to be wrong so bad. I'm gonna go on opening night, December 20th. That's my birthday, so I'm excited for that. I am going to go in excited, hoping it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna have expectations about what I want to happen and all that. The only main thing that needs to happen, no matter what, is Anakin, and that's a big prediction. That's not just like, oh, like, Rey better fight with the lightsaber, because we already know that's gonna happen. But, like, Anakin's a big prediction. Like, if like, I know by me saying if he's not in it, I won't like the movie. I know that's a big thing, but, like, I'm not gonna. It's the truth. There's no trying to be a good. There's no trying to be there's no trying to be a good person or a good fan by, like, not saying that. Like, it's the truth. I think with any fan, if Anakin's not the one to defeat Palpatine, then it would not be a good movie, because it totally ruins the old movies that we actually cared about. So that's the one thing I'm hoping for. It's Palpatine. Hopefully we get some more, like, little teasers. I'm not sure we will, because this is the final trailer. But I don't think it was a very good final trailer. I thought they could have gave us a little more of the plot, at least. Showed us either Luke or Palpatine. That was my take from it. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'll go into the theater. Hopefully we get a good movie. I'm going to try and look forward to it. But there's just, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I love Star Wars. Do I love what direction they're taking with the whole letting the past die? Never mind. I don't like that direction, but, you know, that's what they're doing. And it's Star Wars, so I'm going to go see it. I'm going to hopefully try and be excited about it. And I will tell you guys what I think about it when it comes out. I will tell you guys if there's any more big news. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave a like, hit that notification bell, comment something, and I will talk to you guys next time in the next episode of Drew Reviews. And until then, the Force will be with you.
Always.
Music is amazing. I know I already said that, but the music is amazing. Okay, bye guys.